Hello and welcome to the Heresy Lodge. I am your host, Dylan Cooper, the Cost Coast over here.
Gavin Franklin.
And guys, the band is back together.
We are in person in Lexington, Kentucky. We've got the whole thing going.
I got out of the car when I got here. I was like, smells like incest.
Yes.
That's how I knew we were in Kentucky.
We got the whole shebang. The beer that we needed, the book, we're by a fire, and we're wearing Snuggies. We're not wearing cloaks. Yeah, the hood.
We might be.
Hood is a lot. I think it would be kind of weird to go hooded the whole time.
It would get really hot.
It would get really hot.
This fire is putting out some heat.
It is. It is an actual fire. So.
Yes, not fake.
I'm sure that doesn't look like super great on YouTube, but it's kind of funny anyway.
Yeah, it's cool. But yeah, we are back together. It's been a while. A long while, actually.
It's about time. It's been a great day.
It has been. We have been hanging out. We played a game of 40K earlier. And, the grenades kicked some ash.
It was kind of sad. It was the first time I've lost 1,000 Suns. I gotta hand it. I know you guys are probably incredibly shocked right now that I lost the game to Dylan. And I am too. I'm a little hurt in the pride, but I plan on taking that back here very soon.
Yeah, I always just play Tau, and then my armor's useless.
Yeah, 1,000 Suns did not do as well, but it was a good time.
Yeah, before we get too far into things, though, we do finally have Gavin's birthday beer on the podcast. This was a donation from a listener, and it is the Dreadnought.
Three Floyd Dreadnought, which, by the way, is my favorite brewery.
They are really cool. I hate that like most of their stuffs are IPAs.
I love it because I love IPAs.
That's because I don't know.
Oh my goodness.
Something about
disclaimer.
IPAs having correlations.
We may or may not have already been drinking tonight.
Cannot confirm nor deny.
Maybe an interesting episode. I don't know, but it's not like college drinking. We're like 2 beers in, but we're old, so we're like kind of feeling already.
You're gone? Who are you?
What is happening? But this is my favorite brewery. So big shout out to Daniel, super awesome guy. He always gets us beer on our birthdays. And Three Floyds is my favorite brewing company, and it is Three Floyds Dreadnought. So we get the art is super awesome. If we were closer to the camera, which we're not, we would probably show you guys. Yeah. It looks weird because I keep looking down here.
Yeah.
I need to get into the camera mode.
Yeah. Another cool thing about Three Floyds is they just always have really badass art, no matter what you have. The zombie dust is really cool.
Yes.
Gumball is almost kind of ridiculous looking, which is why I like it. But
which is my favorite beer.
Yeah, Gumball Head is very good.
Very, very good.
Before we get too far into the episode, we do have our social media stuff. Hit us up. Discord's fun. You can find that pinned to our Twitter at Heresy Lodge. We have tips enabled if you feel like contributing to the podcast at all. And then it goes in that. You can go into birthday beers. You can go into 40K miniature stuff for us to do a battle report again eventually.
It is in the works.
Yes. You can always email us at theheresylodge@gmail.com. We're on YouTube. Please like, subscribe, leave comments. We always reply back. If you want the Discord link from YouTube, let me know. I'll send it to you. Gavin, you had a tournament last weekend.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about this.
Yeah, you bitched to me about it.
I completely spaced. Okay, I have some tournament drama, guys. So if you recall from last episode, we talked about whether or not we would be in person. Mm-hmm. And if I had won the tournament last weekend, we would not be in person. So here we are. Spoiler alert. I did not win the tournament.
I'm shocked.
I'm also a little shocked. So I'm going to go into a bit of a tournament rant. Now, before I go into this, I want to make a big disclaimer. I'm not upset at anybody at this tournament because it makes... I think there were some decisions that were made that the people didn't quite think about. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. And like maybe if they thought about it more, they would have been like, oh, probably shouldn't have done that or that kind of thing. So the whole deal, it was an RTT. There was in total 9 people. It wasn't even like a big tournament. Yeah. There was supposed to be about 20. That many people dropped.
Jeez. Yeah, that definitely increased your chances for winning.
Yeah. So we get there, and the spiel of this tournament is whoever won the tournament got a pass to go to a grand tournament this weekend where we're recording right now. It would actually be tomorrow. That's when it would start. And we had like planned this whole thing, to go do recording live, and then I realized that the tournament I signed for did that, and I was like, hey, by the way, if I win this, well, I'll probably do this instead. So this is what happened. I don't want to like give away too many like things about people, so I don't like know how to approach this situation. But basically, I'm watching the tournament roster as the days get closer to see who's signing up, and I realize that a person that I know, haven't played against, but I've been in tournaments with, signed up, and they are very good at the particular army I play. Which we've talked about.
Which one?
Yeah, so they're very, very good at it. Previously, like ranked 1, I think like ranked like decently well now. But basically, they had signed up for the tournament, so I was like, well, shit. Like, I built my army to counter the meta, and the major weakness it would have is my own army. So I was very concerned about that game. So we get there, round 1, I get paired with him immediately off the bat. So the game goes, and the first thing that's kind of crappy, but I understand this, is we only get through 3 rounds. The armies that we play just took a long time. Sometimes that happens. Like we kind of discussed this, like
50 billion shots.
Yes, giving more info away about which army this could be. Yeah, it has a lot of shots.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you did Thousand Suns, it would be just an extra fucking round, basically.
Yeah. So it just took a long time, but we weren't playing with a chess clock, which I think is worth investing in. Personally, I'm starting to debate some of this stuff. Because chess clocks are kind of weird. Maybe we can talk about that later. But came in, we got through 3 rounds, and by the time the 3rd round was over, we were like negative 5 minutes left. We were out of time. At the end of the 3rd round, I was winning in points. I was winning by like 5 or 6 points. Now, a lot of tournaments, when I say a lot, I mean like most that I've been to, are like dice down, dice down. So if you go overtime to like whatever point you're at the end of the round, that is the points.
Yeah, which makes sense.
Yeah, the last tournament I went to, actually the last 2 tournaments I went to, we had play games. One game we went over, and I was like, okay, let's talk it through. But I was already winning, and I was definitely going to win. Like, they were done for. But I just kind of want to talk it through because I thought it was like a points-based tournament. And the TO came over and was like, no. You're going to submit your score on what you got at the end of round 3. I think we got 3 rounds there. And then the other tournament before that, I was at top table, and I'd won because of a time limitation.
Yeah.
And the TO was like, yeah, it's over. Like, you win. I was like, oh, okay. So this TO was not like adamant about this. They were not pushing or doing anything crazy. So the guy at the end was like, okay, let's talk it through. Now, I agreed to this for 2 reasons. One, we didn't have a chess clock, and you could easily make arguments. Both sides could make arguments that the other person was taking really long in their turns because that's just the nature of the armies that we played. Secondly, he was definitely going to win. Like he was dominating me.
Yeah.
And I was winning in points early game. Last 2 rounds, he would have swept it.
Yeah.
So since the TO wasn't pressuring us, I agreed to talk it through. He came out with a win. Kind of sucks in general already.
Yeah.
But the good thing about this is, and the thing that's like kind of a saving grace, is that guy or girl, probably a guy, if we're being honest, was the tournament organizer of the grand tournament that the pass was up for. So the way that the tournament was written was if the person wins, declines the pass, the person in second place gets the pass. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, I still have a chance because he can't even play in the tournament. If he's a tournament organizer and a judge, he can't play in the grand tournament. So I'm like, okay, so you're saying there's a chance. I did get second place, and not off by a lot. That first game we played was pretty close. It was a points-based tournament, so I ended up like second place down. I think 300 out of 300 possible points, I was down like 35 total from first place. And, you know, he kind of came up, asked me how my games were doing. And I was like, well, yeah, like, I won on the other 2 games. I'm in second place. I asked him, like, do you plan to, like, take the pass? Kind of already knowing that he can't.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, I'm going to give it to my buddy. I was like, oh, I didn't know that that was an option. Now, technically it is. Like, it just says that they have to decline the pass, then it would go to the next person.
Yeah.
But the shitty part about this is his buddy was in the tournament and got 8th out of 9th place. So it's really frustrating to me because, personally, in my opinion, if you're going to organize a tournament, a grand tournament, and you're going to partner with smaller RTT tournaments, I don't think it's good sportsmanship or good, like, tournament organizing in general to go to those RTTs to win your free passes for your buddies. Like, not a good thing. And like, it makes me not want to go to your tournament.
Yeah, it's kind of sketchy.
Yeah, and like, especially when you're a top tier player and you know you can sweep RTTs, it kind of seems like you're like putting on a tournament and like getting your buddies in so they don't have to pay.
Yeah,
I think that's it's a little dirty, but it is what it is. I felt cheated at the time. I'm over it now. We get to hang out. We got to play some Warhammer anyway. Like, I don't know. That's my tournament drama for the week.
Did you hear about the drama from GT last weekend?
No, what happened?
So apparently, one of the like top players, he was on a team, and he won, but he asked his opponent to give him a different score, so he didn't have to play his teammate the next round.
Ooh, weird. So there's been like the past couple years, there's been this interesting idea in a lot of major GT tournaments because of the way they do their pairings. So the concept is like, typically at grand tournaments there's only one winner and it's based off of round winning.
Yeah.
Right? So the idea is like, it kind of makes sense, it kind of doesn't. But like, you try to score as little of a point differential in the beginning because how many points you have depends on who you get paired with. So like, they do the first round, winners will get paired with winners, but it's based off of points.
Yeah.
So the idea is like, you win by only a little bit. Like, you try to like almost throw the game if you're going up against like an opponent that's definitely not a competitive player, let's say a newer player.
Yeah.
You like try to not score points in order to make sure that your next round isn't difficult either. Super weird, but it definitely has some like strategies in it because if there's an army that's super OP at the time, you can kind of ensure that you're not going to play that army next.
Yeah.
Really shady.
Yeah, some sketchy shit going on in 40K.
Yeah, tournaments are really interesting. I have not had a lot of like great times at tournaments recently. I feel like they're very, especially RTTs. They're very. I just noticed like the way the Snuggie looks. It looks like I'm not wearing clothes. I am wearing clothes. I'm wearing shorts underneath this, but I'm over here just
like, about how he likes to be naked in his Snuggies.
Yeah. I mean, it's the best way to wear a Snuggie, if I'm being honest. If you're wearing clothes while wearing a Snuggie, like, what the hell are you doing?
Missing out.
Tournaments are very interesting. I think the smaller RTT tournaments, it really feels like you're getting involved in, like, a clique of people in the area or whatever, which is fine, but it gets a little shady when stuff like that happens, when you have, like, TOs winning their own passes. So that's the tournament drama.
Yeah. But hey, we are a book podcast as well.
Yes.
So, last episode, we finished with... What was the last book we read?
Dude, I was going to ask you the same question.
I think we finished right before Butcher's Nails, maybe.
Yes, that makes sense.
What was before that?
We did Butcher's Nails.
No.
Yes, because we talked about the... Oh, hey, this room looks a lot like the Night Haunter's room on the ship. Remember? Yes.
Shit.
So we did do Butcher's Nails. That's when we were, like, joking about how, like...
Oh, maybe we went through War Master.
Did we
do War Master?
I don't think we did.
Okay.
I think we're on War Master, which we got a lot to cover.
We do have a lot to cover.
This might be a bit of a longer episode, which is fine. It's special. It's just special.
Yeah. We're back.
It's Ash.
The game is back. It's hot. We're sweating.
I'm kind of feeling it, dude.
It's really hot.
And we played some Warhammer before this, and like you told me in the car, like, man, do you have any deodorant? I smell so bad.
Felt like it. Now I really feel like it.
Oh, geez. I should have gotten you deodorant 10th the
I have
time.
deodorant somewhere.
You just
Right
forgot.
there.
That's my girlfriend's Snuggie, too. You're just going to make it smell really
I
bad.
hope she just gives it to me. So I can just wander around my house in a naked.
Yeah, and the naked.
Alright, so we're on War Master?
War Master.
What do you think of War Master?
I enjoyed this book because of, like, one line. One line in this book, like, really made, like, I enjoyed it. And it was when, if anyone hasn't heard the story, basically the story is just Horus talking to Ferrus Manus' skull.
Maybe we did talk about this.
Yeah, maybe we did.
Because I feel like because I asked, where the fuck is the actual skull?
So Kryptos.
Yeah, that's definitely where we stopped.
Kryptos by Graham McNeil. Look at us, like, already fucking up. This short stories, there's too many of them.
Yeah, there's a lot.
I did not like this short story.
I'm trying to remember which one this one is.
So this one is the one about the Shattered Legions, but it has Shuriken and the people from...
right.
The people from Angel Exterminatus. But this was before Angel Exterminatus.
Did they pick up the Eldar? Was that what the Kryptos is?
No. I don't know. That's the part
I
that
thought it was a person.
Yes, that's what was very confusing about this short story is, like, I have no idea what the Kryptos is.
I think it's the Eldar. I don't know.
Is it an Eldar? I thought it was just like a Mechanicum guy.
I thought that was the Eldar that they picked, that they had, that, like, knew the way of the Under.
I get where you're going. I get where you're
I
going.
don't know who else it would have been.
I'm listening. I'm hearing you.
Who else in Angel
I'm
Exterminatus
following you.
would it have been?
It's Graham McNeil. So they're picking
It
up
was a butt plug?
they're picking up a pleasure bot.
Yeah, that would make sense. So, I guess back up. It opens up with Shuriken and the sniper guy. He's an Iron Hand.
Yes. I don't remember his name. It starts with a D.
Darius?
I'm thinking Darius, but it's not Darius. It's
Dorius.
maybe it is. I don't know, but you know him. You know him from
Yes.
Angel Exterminatus. Man, that fire just picked up.
It did.
I'm sweating a little. I had this whole idea it was going to be cool, and now it's very hot.
We suffer for you guys.
Yes. Yeah, they're like fighting some warp abomination.
Yeah?
I couldn't tell what it was.
I also could not tell.
It was eating trash. Shuriken slit his throat, and then the Iron Hand hacked into it. Yeah.
Is that really what happened?
Yes, and then, like, they went and they invaded this fortress. This is the problem with this book. Is, like, I was so lost. I have no idea what's going on.
Some of these, like, I will just start like,
And
just
then,
like glazed over.
and then a
What
nuclear
just happened?
bomb goes off, Dylan. Do you remember that part?
I think.
And then the sun explodes. No, I don't think that happens, but it's pretty close. Like, they put themselves. Get this. This is also a thing I hated. Shuriken had a little device he uses. Maybe it was the Iron Hand. I don't remember. Clicks a button and it shields them.
Yeah, I do remember. They were in like the ship and it like exploded or something.
Yeah, they're on the planet.
Yeah, but they were fine.
They were fine. I'm like, wow, that would have been really useful. Like, it's fine. if only like Vulcan had one of those when they dropped a nuke on them, everything would have been okay. Just like one of those examples of like cool story, but
Surely it was the Eldar they picked up though, right?
I don't know. From my understanding from the book, it seemed like there were devices or languages or something that the traders were using, and they needed a way they needed a way to decipher it, and like this Mechanicum thing that they called it Kryptos. This is the only way they could decipher it.
I don't know. Either way, it was.
It was one of my least favorite books.
Yeah.
I love those characters.
Yeah.
Those are
Shuriken's cool.
my favorite characters from Angel Exterminatus.
Yes.
But
That's
they,
Porto Rabo.
yeah, Porto sick. Except he is like kind of a bitch when
I
it
don't know. I
comes
kind of
to
like the one
Fulgrim.
dude too. That we think's
Kroger?
special. Yeah, Kroger.
Kroger's. What about Kroger?
You live across from a Kroger.
Next we have Wolf's Claw, and this is about Bjorn
Yes.
getting his claw.
Yeah.
That's it.
I was really confused when he was just like, he goes down there on like Lehman Russ's orders, and the guy that makes it's like, nah, fuck you, get in line.
Yeah. So the concept of this is like Bjorn needs to get a hand.
Yeah, it's like, it's really hard to fight with one hand.
Yeah.
And I'm right-handed, and my right hand's gone.
And this dude's like, get in line. And this whole thing is, there's a lot of things that are kind of funny. Like, how many fucking smelters or whatever do you think they have at the Iron Hands? Because they're giving that shit away like candy. They are replacing things with bionics like as soon as they can. The other thing, this is my issue with how they've handled Bjorn so far in the Horse Heresy. Bjorn has never been a major character in any book.
Yeah, which is weird.
It's very weird. And, like, people that are listening to this that may not have read the whole Heresy are like, what are you talking about? Bjorn's very important. I agree. But he's not a major character in Prospero Burns, which is the
his name wasn't even right in Prospero Burns. It was Bear the whole time.
Yeah, and like they reveal him as Bjorn. It's supposed to be a big reveal, but he's not even like what I would consider to be like the three major characters.
Yeah.
And then like the rest of the time, anytime you see Space Wolves from then on out, it is about Bjorn. It is about him, but it's always a short story.
Yeah. There's 3 short stories about him.
Yeah. And it's always a short story, never like in a Space Wolves book where it like follows him. We got him a little bit in like Scars.
Yeah, when he got on the other ship.
Yeah, so it bothers me that like he's supposed to be such a badass character, but the one Space Wolf book we have, he wasn't the main characters. Called him a different name, and they use him in like short stories. It makes me feel like they had made the Bjorn model for 40K, and then they were in the middle of writing Prospero Burns, and they were like, well, fuck, like we gotta sell the Bjorn model.
Bear.
Yeah.
Let's just make that Bjorn.
Next up we have Thief of Revelations.
Thief of Revelations.
Graham McNeil, I think this is about the revelations of Magnus and Ahriman.
Yes.
Yes.
What did you think of this?
I really like Ahriman.
I do too. So, just like a quick backup. Right now, Ahriman is going through the Immaterium, trying to figure out the flesh change.
Yeah, he's on the planet of sorcerers.
Yeah.
Which is really funny to me because of another short story in this book where I'm like, this also makes no sense. There's a couple of things that happen later in this book that I'm like, what the fuck is this? So Ahriman is studying the flesh change by like dissecting the changed ones, the chaos spawn essentially. And he hasn't been able to figure it out. And they have like a debate about whether or not they tell Magnus. And Ahriman's like, Magnus isn't going to give a fuck because Magnus is a pussy-ass bitch.
And he ain't wrong.
He ain't wrong because that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Ahriman was sent to talk to him about it. And Magnus was like, there's so much more going on. The war's going on. And Ahriman's like, dude, we're turning into warp monsters. He's like, but look at what's happening at Calth. And Ahriman's like, those guys can leave at any time.
Actually, they can.
They can. We just found out they can.
Yeah, it's very interesting because like Magnus shows him like different things that are happening throughout the heresy, like who's doing what, and
it was a cool scene.
Yeah, I get that it's like supposed to be like him trying to like decide like what he wants to do and like what their legion wants.
Make
to
up
do.
your fucking mind.
Yeah.
Stop sitting like if you could have just been like, hey, we're gonna join the traders. All right, let's work on that flesh change shit. Like that would have been fine.
Look, I don't care who we fight with. I just really do not want to turn into a monster.
Yeah, and they're all struggling with it, and he's just like,
it's fine.
Yeah, listen. Like, did you know that world eaters are killing people? I was like, that fucking happens every day. That happened well before everything. That's the thing that they do. But did you know that people hate Lorgar now? Everyone has always hated Lorgar, Magnus.
Not a single person has enjoyed his time.
Oh, man. Did you know that the lion is an idiot? Yes, everyone knew that. Literally everybody. By the way, your other son just turned into a monster. Like, what is happening? Yeah. So really, really cool story. Just always like shows that Armin, I believe, should be. He's running the show for the Thousand Sons, or in any way that matters. So 389, the divine word.
The divine word.
This is.
It's word bearers.
No, it's not Ravengard.
Oh, yes. This is the.
I liked this story. Levitico Divinicus. Levecto. Wingardium Leviosa.
Yeah, so this is following.
What is his name?
Post Deliverance Lost.
This is the most recent Ravengard story we have to date.
Yes, and it follows the captain of the Imperials that were.
Imperial Guard, yeah. I like this character.
Yeah, he's very interesting. He's different.
I like this character because I feel like he's the only character on the Loyalist side that we have that's like in the Imperial Guard.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, I'm actually like fighting with like and in charge of what 80 to 90% of our army is.
Yeah, and he's not a complete moron.
He's not. So if we remember, this character is the one that was having visions. We know this because of 7 short stories that was
and a whole book
surrounded by him having visions about Isfahan, and that is what led Captain Brandon.
Yeah, Bran. Captain B.
Captain B. He was sent to go rescue Corvus Corax, yeah. And those visions have been like pushed down a little bit because he doesn't know what'll happen if like Corvus finds out that he's having visions. They're like, kill that guy. We don't trust visions.
Which is, I mean, he's fine with his own sucker going through the fucking gates, so, you know.
Yeah.
He's probably fine.
The concept doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I feel like if I was like a Primarch and some guy was like, by the way, this dude was the one that told me to save your life because of a dream he had, I'd be like, keep having those dreams.
Let me know about every single dream you
Yes. So it's really cool. So he keeps having these premonitions about battle plans, essentially. He has like basically what I would consider to be an astropath's like interpretation of the future.
Yeah, although it's not like, because it's like almost just like random images. Like it was like
analogies.
A Hydra like eating something.
And that's the Alpha Legion like killing them or flanking them. So he was able to like thwart Alpha Legion plans in this battle that they had. But he's also like a really competent general. Yeah. Which is cool. I feel like he's going to be, I hope we see more of him. Because I think he would be a cool perspective to see like the war on Terra. Yeah. Or something like that. I think that'd be cool. But he also, in this, has aligned himself with the Lecto Divinicus. He believes his premonitions are from the Emperor. Mm-hmm. Sure.
Everyone's got to have a god, right?
I guess. Apparently you can't have one person in here that's like,
holy shit,
this is special. Fucking crazy. You would think, like, if I was in this dude's shoes, I'd be like, this is nuts. I'd be like, do you want to worship the Emperor? No, I think you should worship me.
I'm the god. Hello. I've saved Corvus Corax. I saved all you motherfuckers.
I feel like I need recognition.
Yeah, so just like as a quick thing, what happened in the story, they're being attacked by the Mechanicum?
No, they're attacking... They are attacking... I think it's just a traitor planet that happens to have a few Alpha Legionnaires.
Yeah, but like, there's like one flank that's like not really like super guarded. He's like, hey, something about that seems fishy. Let's guard that. And then like some soldiers dressed as Raven Guard come out, but they're using old codes. And he's like, kill those motherfuckers.
Yeah, he makes the call to kill them, and everyone's like, wait a minute, they're Raven Guard. And he's like, kill them. And they follow his orders. Yeah. I like it. I thought it was a cool story. This was one of my more favorite ones, actually. Like, reading it, I thought it was good. Lucius the Eternal Blade.
This was not what I expected.
So we have 2 stories back-to-back that were not what I expected. And one of them was about Lucius, one was about Karn.
Yeah, so for this one, I was expecting to see 40k Lucius.
Like
his abilities.
Like determining how he gets there.
Yeah.
And because he died.
Yeah, and it even talks about how like he's upset that Shuriken killed him and didn't feel any pride about it.
I think that's a big deal because I think the way Lucius works in 40k, it's like if you kill Lucius, but you feel prideful,
Yeah.
you become Lucius.
Yeah.
And Shuriken doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah. So I'm
But
very
how
curious
Lucius
about how
is,
it happens.
yeah, how Lucius is back to life, I don't know. I have no idea.
So, just as a summary, he finds out that there's supposed to be this really badass Thousand Sun
So guess where he goes?
fucking sorcerer planet.
Which I didn't know you could get to.
I didn't. I thought it was in,
via
in Ethereum
Stormboard.
somewhere.
Yeah, I have no idea. So apparently, you can just leave. I don't know why Ahriman and them are like chilling. They're like searching this planet, like trying to figure it out, and it's like forever changing. I'm like, why don't you just get the fuck out of there?
So he goes over there. He starts fighting this Thousand Sun. Thousand Sun is kind of cocky and is like beating his ass. And then Lucius gets mad and then beats him.
I'm angry.
Yeah, he just turns into the Hulk, I guess. And then Ahriman stops him from killing him. Now,
Yeah,
it's
Ahriman
like,
shows up at the end. Yeah, it's like,
He's like-
I need him.
you cannot kill him.
I've never heard of this man in my life.
Nope.
Apparently, now I've kind of like made a connection, but there's a big thing in the Thousand Suns. It's in the Codex. Didn't realize this, but like you have people who are in the Thousand Suns, like these sorcerers that are like really good at using powers.
Witchcraft.
Warp, yeah.
Witchcraft.
I was
Warcraft.
Warcraft. I was struggling with it too. Powers, witchcraft, Power
They're mutants from
Rangers.
X-Men.
So, but the other ones are like expert bladesmen, which is where a lot of like the things from like the warlord I was using that was able to do all kinds of crazy
I
blade
honestly
shit.
couldn't tell because you got decimated.
Okay, did not get decimated. I'm pretty sure the final score is something like what, like 67 to like 75.
I hear 300 to 0.
Sure. But yeah, like apparently blades are like it's a big deal in the Thousand Suns. Whatever.
I'm surprised I wasn't like hinted on more in
Yeah.
the novel.
That's what I hate about these short stories. It's like they talked about this character's like this badass swordsman. I'm like, I don't fucking I don't fucking
Yeah, because there's like 9 of them left.
who is this guy?
Why was he like? They're like, oh, he's this like kind of fresh guy, but
Mm-hmm.
seems like he'd have been someone pretty important to fight the fucking space wolves.
Yeah.
Who am I?
I don't know.
Not Graham McNeil.
No, you're not. You're getting close though. Not with how well you are at writing books. It's your weird obsessions and fetishes. I
Hey.
think are bordering Graham McNeil level.
I'll get there.
God, the Eightfold Path. This was also not what I was expecting, but it was better.
Yeah.
This one's about Karn, who
Yeah.
is another champion of chaos.
Yeah. So this follows him in the pit.
After Angron has turned demon.
Yeah,
It's the
and
most
like
recent
talking about how like they keep hearing like just fucking just roaring.
Yeah, Angron's like in a.
Roar! I want bones.
This is like
Roar for
a
the road god.
another thing that's like so weird to me about this whole thing. It's like if I was a world eater, I'd be like, let's fucking not. That seems this thing is not Angron.
Okay, why don't we just put the thing down?
Yeah, or just like leave it in space.
You know, why have they not done that in any of them?
If I was a word bearer. Granted, now at the same time though, if I was Ferrus Manus, I would have been like, I'm gonna go ahead and turn down your legion, father. I'm gonna say no. These guys are fucking weird.
Yeah, agreed.
And the Emperor's like, no, wait a minute. I get
Just
what
leave
you're
him in
saying.
space.
I agree, but how funny would it be if you just haze the shit out of them for years?
Look, just put on these gloves whenever you're pissed.
Flesh is weak, guys. Cut it off. Fucking weirdos.
Fucking morons, man.
Yeah, so Karn, what I like about this. So you have the concept of like the nails makes them black out. But now like Angron's roar roar, roar, is making them black out. And he murders other word bearers. Not word bearers.
World eaters.
World eaters. Which is a shame, because this is why.
If there was more word bearers than that,
Yeah.
that would have been way better.
World eaters, there's like 3 of them total since the story began, because Angron keeps killing them.
Yeah.
And Angron keeps having this idea that, like, every single fucking planet we come to, we're just going to forget orbital bombardment, forget space battles. We're going to shoot tubes of people down, and those tubes of people are going to kill everything, which makes no sense to me, because there are planets in our solar system that would take years to just even walk. And, like,
I'm saying like fucking Jupiter.
yeah. And there are planets out there that are habitable that have that mass. I think.
Probably.
Maybe.
Mathematically, it would make sense.
It's another Discord make you fucking idiot.
There's
you think
no
planets that big exist? One of the requirements for life is an artificial amount of gravity. Not artificial. See that one? I'm already fucking up. I'm so sorry.
But they'd say that.
Yeah. So yeah, Eightfold Path. Karn blacks out. Kills some world eaters. It's kind of cool though. I like Karn.
Yeah, I do too. He's a badass.
Guardian
Leviosa.
of Order.
Guardian of Order. Who wrote this one?
This is Zahariel.
Oh, yeah.
What the fuck was this story? I was so confused. I actually re-listened to this story twice.
So,
Tell me.
we got Zahariel.
Zahariel.
What's the Cypher? Is that his name?
Yes. Cypher.
So we got Zahariel and Cypher.
Cypher the drag.
The dragon.
Sounds like a Yu.
The
Is that a
great
Yu-Gi-Oh thing? Cypher the.
Yeah.
Or maybe
yeah,
I'm
he's
thinking
one of the-
Scyther from
Ooh,
Pokemon.
Yes. No, there is a Cypher.
Cypher.
The something dragon. One of the 3 legendary gods.
Oh yeah, because there's Ra,
Yeah, there's Ra. There's like
Obsidian or
Obelisk.
Obelisk, and Cypher the Red Dragon.
yeah.
You fucking noobs. I know the Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
All right, so we got Cypher and Zahariel. They got sent on a mission from Luther to check out this abandoned place that they want to start building on top.
It was where the worm was.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, it was where like remember in
Fallen Angels.
is Fallen Angels the second one?
Yeah.
Yeah, because Descent Fall. Yeah, they went and battled a giant worm.
Yeah.
And Zahariel died. He got brought back to life or something. Like remember, like he died, and then like you get to the epilogue, and it's like Zahariel woke up. I'm like, you had me.
And then Nebiel dies in a short story.
Exactly. I literally thought Zahariel died because that was actually. Was that before the short story line? I don't remember which one came chronologically, but or which one came order of book release.
Nebiel died in a short story after Fallen Angels.
Okay. Because I was like, damn, they're really gonna kill. But that death made sense to me
Yeah.
because like at the end of a book, and he was the main character in
Yes.
it. But no, he didn't actually die.
Yeah. So anyway,
They should have swapped those.
they're going through this tunnel,
Yeah.
and it smells.
Yes.
And then they hear like a noise. And then Cypher runs away scared.
But this is what was confusing. Cypher runs away scared, but Zahariel is like, Cypher knows what's going on here, and he's been doing things here on purpose. I'm like, but why did he just run then?
like a bitch.
Yeah, I was very confused between like, I think his name's, I think it's Kiefer.
You might be kind of. that actually sounds more familiar now.
So, I was very confused with like what his like motives
Yeah.
were, because at first it was like he's masterminding this thing, and it seemed like Zahariel was there to like watch him,
Yeah.
and then he runs, and Zahariel's like, oh, he ran because of this, but I'm gonna keep going, and then Zahariel runs.
And he's like, oh shit.
Like he waits like 3 whole seconds, and he's like, Kiefer ran because he knows what's coming, and he was like, holy fuck, and then runs. But
that was it.
we get this like thing. Okay, I may have looked ahead a little bit. So 438. Any second now.
Yep, I'm ready.
Ouroboros.
Ouroboros.
The Ouroboros. Ouroboros. I think it's Ouroboros.
Ouroboros makes sense to me.
Was returning. What the fuck?
Was that the worm?
No, it was not.
I don't know what the hell Ouroboros is.
I looked it up. I think it's like a... It's a demon that lived on Caliban that we have yet to know about.
But it's returning.
It's returning. Which makes me think like we got an entire book solely in Caliban. How come we've never heard of the Ouroboros?
We had like pre-imperial
Yeah.
Caliban where they were killing all the shit.
Yeah, but the Ouroboros is like something else. You'd think that they'd be like, that'd be a bigger part of their culture.
You would think.
The Ouroboros. I just like saying Ouroboros.
Ouroboros. All right, what's next?
Heart of the Conqueror.
Heart of the Conqueror.
It's the one with the navigator on board the Conqueror.
Yeah. So we find out that this Conqueror was chosen by the Emperor himself to be an astropath for the Warhounds at the time. And eventually becomes the Conqueror. They are obviously traitors. She's like, this ain't cool, and kills herself.
But why they're in warp transition.
Yeah.
So I think this leads to this story right here leads to like where the world eaters end up. Like their next story takes off after this short story. Because they're in the middle of nowhere now. And they have a crazy fucking Primarch. That's a demon. So it's like what happens to a legion in the middle of nowhere with a crazy demon Primarch.
I'm here for it.
Yeah. So it was a very short story. Kind of interesting, kind of not. Girl kills herself.
Yeah.
Are you ready for
censure?
What the fuck am I saying? Censure? Censure. I'm ready.
So,
this was my favorite book.
This is definitely my favorite one. So this follows Thiel and a Imperial Guardsman named Raud. Really cool story. So
Nick Kime, dude, like
he can write.
He can write. He's the
Salamander guy.
Yeah, I like his books.
Yep, me too. So Thiel just shows up to Calth because he can.
Which we found out at the end of this book. Like we knew in Market Calth. No.
We have been confused on where Thiel has been for a while.
The Unremembered Empire.
Unremembered Empire.
But he wasn't Thiel.
Yeah, it was an Alpha Legionnaire.
And Gilliman's like, man, Thiel's on Calth. And we're like, what?
Yeah.
And then we were like, he chose to stay on Calth, is what we found out. And then we were like, what? I didn't know he could do that. I didn't know that was like a pad. Like, by the way, I'll take the Calth train. Like, I didn't think that was available. I thought that bus was shut down.
You would think.
Yeah, because of the like sun blowing up or some shit like that.
Yes. So he is there, and he's under the orders of
I don't remember.
Captain Veritas, I think is his name, something like that. Starts with a V. And, of course, Thiel's being Thiel, and it gets in trouble. And...
yeah, for like staying out too long or some shit?
Yeah, like dicking around on the surface.
Yeah.
And as he's getting his shit cleaned up...
because it's the radiation.
Yes. He's with Raud.
This guardsman who's like guarding him and actually guarding him.
Yeah,
because like Thiel's like, why are you really here? He's like, well, the captain told me to watch you.
He's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And they start hearing these explosions, and they run out of there. And guess what? They're attacked by word bearers.
Oh my gosh, on Calth?
On Calth.
Was it underground?
It was underground.
Holy shit.
I
never would have thought. Were there demons involved?
Oh, they're coming.
Oh, God. So, I couldn't have seen it coming.
He runs in there. He shoots like 2 people. And he's like, alright, well, this isn't going well. We're bouncing.
Him and Raud.
Yeah, him and Raud get out of there. They get attacked by more cultists and word bearers. They're like pinned under a bunch of cement. Feels like, hey man, because like they're covered on cement. Feels over him like protecting. He's like, put a grenade on my back.
Gonna blow the stuff up. Yeah.
It's like that's gonna go well.
Yeah.
Gets him out. They get attacked by more cultists. Kill the cultists. Get to the surface. Find a fucking land raider or rhino, whatever.
Yeah, one of the two. Same thing.
Attacked by word bearers.
Demon word bearers now. This is where the demons come in. He's like part demon. They're called unburdened.
Yes, the unburdened.
Unburdened, which doesn't make any sense to me because it seems like they're very
terrible.
burdened. Like they have demons.
So he's fucking fighting this word bearer, hurt, on a rhino. He's like, Round, drive. Round drives.
Take us out, Round. Round. Sunset this bitch.
And then Round's watching him in the fucking mirror. And
He looks back and goes,
into a cliff.
all right, sir. So, right off, I'm going to say this. One of the things I loved about this book, and one of the things that, like, every time something like this happened, I'm like, this is great. I'll let you do this. The fucking human. Raud was an awesome character.
Yes.
And the whole time, I'm like, and this short, it was like 12 pages.
Mm-hmm.
I got really invested in Raud.
Yeah, Raud's super cool. So he actually used to be a fugitive.
Yeah.
And the reason he was a fugitive is because he
Wife
was like a harvester, and like the top guy, like assaulted his wife, and killed him.
Yeah, he was the son of a third-generation farmer.
Yeah.
He'd been married 10 years to a farmer's daughter.
Yep.
I'm singing a whole country song in my head.
That's it. And then he killed the guy, got imprisoned, and then Cal happened, and they recruited him into the army. But being on the farm, he shot a bunch of things.
Bunch of cans.
Yeah, a bunch of cans.
I'm like, wow. You are better than every Imperial Guardsman who's had like intense, rigorous training because you shot cans. But I'm not going to argue that because he's a cool character.
Yeah, he at least has like some personality.
Also, what I love, like this was handled so well. He killed more people than anyone else in the book.
Yeah.
He was
sniping cultists.
Yeah.
Right in the throat. Oh, the first time it was really funny. He was like, nice shot. He's like, because he like shot him through the neck. He's like, dude, I was aiming for his torso.
Yeah. It was so, they had really good banter, him and Thiel did.
Yeah.
It humanized Thiel.
Yep.
So it didn't make him look like a crazy space marine. And at the same time, like, the fact that they had cultists, it gave someone Raud could kill.
Yeah.
And it, like, make himself worthy of our attention, essentially.
Yeah.
Without, like, him killing a space marine, which they'd never want to do.
Yeah. And, I mean, like, so we know that Cal's surface is radiation out the wazoo. He's in a shitty fucking rad suit.
You're worried about him.
Yes.
Like,
and, like, they're, like, on a timeline, because, like, in, like, 35 minutes, there's going to be a solar flare.
Yeah.
And you're going to die.
I like this book a lot because it was, like, they dive into this hole right before they're about to dive in the hole in the tank. It makes it seem like the word bearer demon thing is gonna kill Thiel, and it really does seem that way. I felt fear.
I was pissed.
Yeah, like it gave me emotion.
Well, it's not because like a character I like died. Like we've talked about this before. I am A-okay with characters dying. But
in a short story,
main character dies in a goddamn short story one more fucking time.
I love that it gives you emotion.
Like I had a whole rant ready.
Look,
when I was reading
stupid.
I was like, I cannot fucking understand like how you can go through all these books and then you kill someone in a fucking story that means nothing, and then you expect the reader to give a shit.
Yeah.
But I don't have to go through that rant because guess what? Thiel doesn't die. He killed the word bearer. He puts on the word bearer's fucking helmet,
which is disgusting.
Yeah, he's like, this is so fucking gross.
Which I get.
Carrying his ultramarine helmet, and he like walks into like the word bearer's base, and they're shooting the shit, and then he talks. They're like, "That doesn't sound right," and it fucking kills them.
Raud kills a space marine.
Yeah, shoots him in the face.
Fucking sick. And then
Raud fucking dies from radiation poisoning, which is some bullshit.
But he dies like he sacrificed himself. I love this though. This reminds me of the death of Carcassy.
Yes.
So I'm like, wow, that fucking slapped
Yeah.
me in the face.
I wish there was more of him.
But that you wishing there was more of them makes you realize that it
Yes.
was like a significant enough death to make you feel something.
Yeah.
At this point in time, I need an author to like light a firecracker in my ass to feel something at this point, because I feel like I'm very numb to like you get introduced to a character in one book that has no interesting backstory in any way, shape, or form, and then they die.
It's Salamander.
Yeah. I called that like days in advance. This might be the first book that's a full short stories that a salamander has not died in.
Yeah.
I don't know. Fact check us. I dare you. But that was but then we get to the very end of this.
Oh.
This is funny as shit.
Yes, like so. Yeah, I'm gonna bounce. I'm gonna go back to McCreed.
We get this whole thing as Captain's like, all right, well, let's clean up and let's start building another perimeter. And Theo's like, no, fuck that. He's like, well, what do you mean? We got to build a perimeter. He's like, no, I'm just going to leave. And he's like, whoa, okay.
Yeah, he's like, this is for propaganda.
Yeah, Cal's a propaganda thing. I'm like, wait a minute, what do you mean? What do you mean, Theo? Tell me more, Theo. I'm like, what are you talking about? I was like, wait, he's not about to say what I think he's about to say. He's like, yeah, I'm just going to hop on the next Stormbird out of here. And I was like, what the fuck? You're telling me they're just sending Stormbirds? Yeah, Captain, whatever, Ventanus, you fucking come too. Like, we need guns, not on this rock.
I don't understand why they don't just Cygnus Prime this bitch, blow it up, and go back to McCreed.
Yeah. What
Kill
the fuck?
13 word bearers that are left. This planet means nothing at this point.
You have this whole little bit of a spoiler, whatever. Next book, there's literally, they did the count. I think it was like 20 salamanders. Okay, 20 salamanders on McCreed.
Yeah.
And fucking Gilliman, they want to leave to go send Vulcan's body back to Nocturne. And Gilliman's like, I need you. I need those 20 salamanders. I'm like, you got fucking 700 at least Ultramarines on a rock, just jacking each other off, dying to word bearers for no reason. And you're sending more.
Honestly, if they sent out every single Ultramarine, the word bearers would just kill themselves.
Yeah.
They don't have to get rid of the planet.
They don't even have, they could just leave and the word bearers would be like, we can't find the enemy because we're not killing enough of our people.
Like, honestly, like, even holding Cal doesn't make any sense.
There's not any strategic gain.
You can't live on it. So
No.
You're not going to get any resources off of it.
It's not like the warp storm is like a button that has to be clicked every 5 hours
Their
at Cal.
sun
Like it's
is literally dying.
Yeah, there's nothing.
No.
I can't even. The idea, this is what I hate about the 40K universe, or at least how it's written. One of the things is like, it's for honor. I'm going to shit on your honor. Like, that is the
real.
dumbest shit I have ever heard. Like, you are ruining. Fucking think about Rogel Dorn for a second. Going as far as to release an Iron Hand from prison to get more Iron Hands. If he found out that Gilliman was just throwing a bunch of Smurfs at a rock for fun, he'd be pissed.
Damn right. They could be building walls.
Fucking, now we know Garo definitely did just go. Like, he just went to Cal. You can go to Cal on vacation. Like, that's something you can do.
It's a shitty vacation, but you can go.
Yeah. If
It's
you
like
want to.
going to fucking... Well, Kentucky.
I don't know why you're here. You should be getting picked up by a Stormbird any minute.
I don't know how to have radiation poisoning.
It is a great book. Great short story. It's almost like this is what happened. Nick Kime read No Fear. And was like, guys, Theo's a fucking great character. We need to use this guy. And Dan was like, he's on Cal, though. They're there forever. And Nick was like, no, fuck that. Watch this. I'll go pick him up.
Well, if Garo can drop him off,
then-
I can come pick him up.
Then he's a big character in the next book, which Nick Kime writes. That's probably
Good job,
exactly what happened. Now thinking about it, Nick is like, I would love to use Steel. And Dan's like, you can't. He's on Cal forever. He's like, really? I wrote a short story. It gets picked up on Stormbird. You can do that now. I'm
We
pretty
have
sure.
that science.
Yeah, like Garo went there last week to walk on the beach.
Fucking Rubio and Lynn.
Yeah, Rubio and him were chilling. They were eating cheese and drinking wine on the shore. Like, it's totally fine. Cal's cool now. Trust me.
Just sounds bad. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, it makes the word bearers look like idiots. Actually, it makes the word bearers look like geniuses, since the Ultramarines just keep sending people there.
They're getting free kills.
Yeah, the word bearers like, oh my god, we just keep killing ourselves. They'll keep coming. That's all we need to do.
This is some good ritual shit.
Jesus Christ. I was very upset about the ending of that. That's my rant there. Lone Wolf. This was a very weird short story.
Dude, I don't know what happened. All I read was Bjorn at the end. I said, okie doke.
From my understanding, Bjorn kills a bloodthirster.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Cool.
Where? When? Why? We don't know.
Dude, I honestly at one point had no idea I just didn't know. Like, I was like, are they back on fucking Prospero?
Nope.
Because wasn't there snow?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I just know Bjorn kills...
I just knew he had a claw and he killed something and like Bjorn at the end.
Yeah, because the whole thing goes through all the people that the Bloodthirster killed in his squad. And then it's just Bjorn left.
Yeah.
But he kills a Bloodthirster. I'm like, that's pretty wild.
Good job, Bjorn.
Considering that Sanguinius was just like, how the fuck am I going to kill this Bloodthirster? And then dies the Bloodthirster. And then Bjorn's like, no, watch this. He just fucking slaps it with his claw and it's completely fine.
I got this specially made, kind of. I stole it and made sure it fit on my arm.
And Sanguinius like, God, why didn't I just think about slapping him?
Well, he did the second time.
Yeah. Legacy's a betrayal.
That was it.
What do you think? It's a hard book to have a thought about.
Yeah, because there's just so many.
I'll tell you the ones I really liked. I really like Censure.
Yeah, that was my favorite.
That was my favorite one. Which one was... No, that was a bad one. The Divine Word. The Raven Guard guy.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
I liked Karn. I liked the Eightfold Path. I liked... No, I just realized Dan Abnett didn't write any of these.
Get the fuck out of here. That's crazy. You're right.
This has to be the only short story book that he has not written in.
Well, Graham wrote like half of them.
Yeah,
The
Graham
dude's
wrote
just
some.
full of words. Lucius Internal Blade, Thief of Revelations, Kryptos. He wrote 3.
Didn't Chris Wright write like 2? Nick Kime wrote 1, I think. ADB wrote 2.
Chris Wright wrote 3. Gav Thrope wrote 3. Nick Kime wrote 2. ADB wrote 2.
Weird. We're not seeing a Dan book.
Yeah, Dan's probably working on what else? What's Dan coming out with here soon? Let's look at this.
I don't know.
That's an interesting point.
Like
I
our
didn't
next
think
like
about that.
big, like real like big one in the story, I think is Master of Mankind. That's ADB.
Dude, Dan.
Is he done till the Siege?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Dan's last book was The Unremembered Empire.
That's crazy.
The fuck is Dan doing? Dan had some family issues. Because, yeah, he definitely took a lot of time off. There's no way he was like... Because even once you get to the Siege of Terra...
Was he at the first book?
Yeah, probably. It doesn't actually show on this book. Weird.
Yeah, very weird.
Yeah, we're kind of like rounding that corner though.
I really hope I get Master of Mankind from Games Workshop one day. I only ordered it in February.
Did you get order like special edition or?
No, it was one of their made-to-order ones.
I'm excited for
I
that
ordered it
one.
when I ordered Garo.
So the last one, ADB writes. Dude, the Salamanders have 4 fucking books.
I think 2 of them are short stories.
Old Earth,
I think Old Earth and...
Born of Flame.
Yeah, Born of Flame are both short stories.
I hope Old Earth is not, but we'll see.
I own it. I think it's a short story.
I don't believe you.
Fair enough.
All right, so real thoughts. What are your... We finished Legacy Betrayal, part 3 of Legacy.
I don't know if any of these are relevant to the Heresy as far as story. Maybe the Conqueror.
Heart of the Conqueror, yeah. Censor is important if you want to know how Theo got off Cal.
But we don't even know...
Cal, he just said, I'm going to leave.
We didn't even know people were on Cal until Unremembered Empire.
You could just not read that sentence and Unremembered Empire and everything would be okay.
Yeah. Even then, Importance of the Heresy is probably 1 for all of them.
Yeah, you could probably skip it.
Enjoyment, probably like a 6.
Yeah, like
There were some I liked, some I was like,
I'm like so on the border about short stories.
yeah.
Like I sometimes love them, sometimes hate them. I want to see the Heresy progress. I don't want to see it happen in a short story.
Yes.
But it's relaxing.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to read, especially like this one's been great because there were several that were like 5 pages.
You know what I'd like to see? This is just throwing it out there. Tell me, I just came up with that.
Well,
I'm so smart. I was gonna say such a genius. I think that's over the line, but
Well,
then
you're such a smart-
then I said it anyway. So I would love to take these short stories and just like, you know how the books have parts.
Yeah.
Just be like, okay, let's work a short story into the book by just like putting it in between part 1 and part 2. And then you just read a short story. It's nothing to do with the book.
Yeah.
Something completely different. But it's like a nice refresher. That way, like, you kind of have a little bit of break from the book you're reading. That's super monotonous. I don't know. They get like
Noto if you're kind of doing something similar, where it'd be like a long chapter and then like something short that was like at the time kind of irrelevant, but
Yes.
came up later.
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would like to see, like, imagine Vengeful Spirit. 100 pages longer. But it's broken up into, like, 5 parts, and you get, like, 5 random short stories.
But will they take out the night story?
The Night Star was the best part of that book. The weird incest shit,
Okay,
like,
so
it
take
got
out
me
the,
going.
The night fight. I'm fine with
Oh yeah,
the incest story.
listen. You can take the entire war part of that,
Just don't
throw it
the
aside.
incest.
As a matter of fact, just give me an incest story. I'm gonna love that book. That really was like the best part, though. Like looking, it was the most interesting part. Instead of like, and then they fought in the
Instead,
dome.
it was, and then he fucked his sister, and they, oh yes,
That's-
yes he did.
That was not my reaction, but yeah, that's basically what it was. It was like I can read a long, monotonous book about how the shells exploded on the walls and how they gained inch by inch, or we can hear about a guy fucking his sister. And I think like that is a little bit more interesting to me.
One I'm gonna read a lot faster. No glaze over face on this one. Oh, no.
Oh man!
Wait a minute, you did what?
Graham, you are spoiling me.
I didn't realize this was a snuff story.
They do have them. Warhammer stuff stories.
Dude, I can imagine the fucked up fan fiction out there.
I have never. I feel like this is a never have I ever moment. If you're
Okay.
ever hanging with friends, I never have I ever read, jacked off to, or anything in the 40K universe.
I agree. I have not either.
Wow, that's impressive. I feel like most 40K fans cannot say that, and it's really, you know what I think
look
gets
up
them?
pictures of Atara for me.
I think the Tau does it for them. I don't know what it is for some reason.
Those fish.
And I play the Tau.
Oh yeah.
I never
look at
got
the
into
necks.
it. Oh god. Do you need some oil for that?
What are the fucking
They're
They're
called
troops.
orcs, Dylan,
They're
and I
troops
understand
for
that
Tau.
it's a thing for you.
Tau shrimps?
Fire warriors?
What are they? They're just like fish people, right?
They're Tao. That's what their race is called.
They're like fish people, though, right? They're evolved fish.
That is a stretch. I find it offensive. I'm a little offended in the fact that you would think that they're fish people. They're not even from the same planet. They're not. I don't know. They could be fish people.
Have you read your codex?
I read my codex.
I am a fish person.
I am 100% sure that is not like the Tao are fish people. Here are the rules.
I'm imagining the fish guy from The Boys when they get Nick Foams and then like he had sex with fish.
Oh, is that the Deep?
Yeah, the Deep.
He rescues the dolphin. I'm not gonna touch your blowhole. Yeah, they're an interesting race, but they definitely have. There's a lot of R34 about that, and then they made the Adeptus Sororitas, and it was over. It was over.
Oh, yeah, everyone likes them very strong, ripped women.
I only survived Overwatch for about a week.
Yeah, there's some weird Overwatch things out there.
But I've made it through 40K for like a few years now and never even had the inclination. Because anytime I even get in that zone, I think of Nurgle and I get even harder.
Now I'm just spoiled by butt plug guns.
Now I think of Fulgrim's butt plug guns. How we can incorporate them into Dorne's walls. And I am very excited. So I just wanted to give another huge shout out to Daniel for the birthday beer. This has been a good beer.
It's good. This is a solid IPA.
It hits my stomach though. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
But it is very good. Very good.
Yeah, Three Floyds.
Awesome. Yeah, Three Floyds.
If you are from Indiana, if you can get it where you are, check them out. Very good.
I think. Oh, we actually are arriving at time. I thought we were super far over.
I did too until at one point I looked over 45 minutes. We were on Censure and I was like, what the hell?
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
So we have plenty of time to talk about R34 shit.
We're very sorry. But as always, guys, that is it for Legacies of Betrayal. What's the next book? Deathfire?
Yeah, I think we're gonna do like a special, right?
Yes, we do have a special.
A special
We'll do that
coming
next week. I don't know. What do you want to do though?
We are like out. We're out of topics. We're gonna do it about Tau. I'm just kidding. So I just think there's we want to hear what you guys want to talk about. We've been through Primarch rankings. I don't think they're changing.
Not currently.
Not currently. Like Sanguinius is the best. There is no denying. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe we can come up with something kind of creative, kind of interesting.
Yeah, I'm sure we can come up with some type of conversation next week.
If you guys want to hear about it, I'm thinking about doing like some like almost skit scenarios, kind of like how we've been talking, like with the Portarabo, but like butt plug guns. Like thinking about like the most ridiculous concepts that would happen in 40K, and just kind of like making it like a joke episode.
Still looking for an animator for free though.
Yeah, for free. No, we will never pay you.
We'll never get paid, so don't worry.
Yeah, it's all good.
But that is it, guys. We'll be back next week with our special episode. As always, hit us up on the Discord. It is pinned to our Twitter at Heresy Lodge. Feel free to donate to the podcast. Tips are enabled on Twitter. Email us at theheresiolodge@gmail.com. Like, subscribe, comment on the YouTube. That's it for us, and you guys have a good one.
Oh my God.